Hi guys, this is Ellie. I do not know what happened with the video. This is for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the 30th of August, the 30th of July, 1st, 2nd of August. It just cut off. So I'm not going to redo the whole thing because the angels obviously want me to relook, and there's more information for someone out there that is watching these videos. So that's fine. The angels want me to relook at things. I shall do that for you. So where I stopped in the other reading is the Seven of Swords. And this mid-sentence, I was saying that you might be called away to go away for work. You might be asked to go to a different department, go across town, across state, flying somewhere for work. You might have to go away and step in for someone else who's unable to attend, who's unwell, family emergency. Whatever the scenario is, you are asked to step in, and then there's temporary travel. For some of you, you've already known this is coming up. For others, this is unexpectedly. And when you're on these travels, you will meet people that are like-minded. For those that are single, you might meet someone who you have a real connection with. For those already in a relationship, this is in a work sense, this is you being at the right place at the right time. You do have a red hat on, and I always see that as luxury. You've got red shoes on and a red hat. So luxury of being in the right place at the right time, the luxury of movement, your tread, so it's on your feet, so you're treading forward. And then the red hat is about luxury of thought, focus, clarity, getting all your resources in order. This is also about having information. You have information that you're sitting on before you share it. This could be getting information, getting a secret that you're not ready to share. This could be something about yourself. This could be about an investment. This could be news that you've got from work, or news that you've got from your career, your finance, your institution, your schooling, whatever, that you've got information and that you're keeping it mum, you're keeping it to yourself for a while, for whatever reason. So getting back to the temporary travel. Now, I very clearly heard, don't rush it, okay? So parking tickets, speeding fines. So in the general sense of movement, being in the car, rushing along, speeding and getting a ticket. That's for some of you. For others, this is rushing along, you know, you're running late for whatever reason. They're asking you just to take your time. You're meant to be there exactly at the time you're meant to. If you're late, you're late. You could avoid an accident. You could avoid, you know, running into someone you shouldn't have met. You know, whatever reason, the angels are in charge of how this happens. So just like this video, more information has come to light for whoever needs to see it. So, you know, on this particular weekend, you know, if you're running late, you're running late. Don't push things. Don't get into an accident. Don't stress yourself out about being late. On another sense, there could be delays with your plane, with a rental car. You know, something like that. I just hear that A, there'll be delays, B, don't rush, C, you're running late for whatever reason. So this could be three different types of scenarios for three different sets of people, or this can all happen in the one sense. So yeah, that's the movement part. So, and they're saying that whatever happens is meant to happen exactly at the right time. So you could just stumble across the right people and do really well with your networking and be offered a job. You could really network and get that plum customer on your team, you know, that plum account, you know, big bonus, big things. Now also going to the rest of the picture, we have the circus there. So very, very much saying, not my monkey, not my circus. So, you know, if this is in a work sense, in a love sense, in a home sense, who is the carnival? Where is the drama? Where is the excitement? Where is the erratic wild oats, you know, irresponsible escapism? Where is this coming? And are you being urged to bypass the tent and not be involved in this? Or are you being asked, you know, is this what you're constantly doing in your life, where you're constantly going into that circus and becoming involved when you don't need to? I mean, you're not have to act with every argument you're invited into. So if someone wants to argue with you, just walk straight past that tension, ignore it. It's also about the games that we play. You might find that this weekend that you're on your game, you suddenly got the gift of the gab, you're there at the right time, at the right place. In a love sense, you could meet someone and have all the nerves, all the right words, and finally meet someone really special. In a work sense, you could be on your game, you could be, right words, saying the right things, being around the right people, having the right information and computers and equipment and whatever, stepping in, someone else has just vomited and they've had to go home, and you step up to the plate and suddenly the big boss man comes in and sees how well you handle everything, and boom, you've got a promotion. So it's about the games that we play also in this. And there's also foreign. So this could be dealing with foreigners, this could be online, this could be heading up foreign territory, this could be heading up the foreign division. Okay, so the angel card that came with it was Brigitte, and she is scary looking, but if you look closely, she's pleasantly surprised at what she's found, and they're asking you, the angels, to be cautious. They're telling you to take your time. Remember what I said before, even if you're running late, don't stress, don't drive too fast, don't get yourself in an anxious state. You're meant to be there when you're meant to be there, and for whatever reason, this day or this part of the weekend, or for whatever happens, what works for you, this is a general reading, but whatever the flow is, let it happen organically, because it's meant to happen this way. You could be running late and miss a major traffic accident. You could be running late, and so you take a different route and you miss out on, a 2-hour delay on the freeway or something, So whatever it is for you, they're saying take your time. So things about contracts. So if you're offered a contract this weekend, don't sign it straight away, because there might be something in the fine print. There might be a better offer. The scenario that I see in my head is that you've bid in something and you've made your offer, or the person's made their offer, whichever scenario it is, and you're like, well, that's as good as I can do it, and they're like, well, I'm not budging, and you're like, okay, see you later, and so you start to walk away, and then suddenly they're like, no, don't go, we want you to stay, blah, blah, blah. So whether that's selling something, work scenario, love scenario, that's what I see in my mind as another thing about being cautious. Don't jump in straight away, take your time, because you're going to be happy that you did. You're going to get more for your money that you did. Also, I hear if you're dating someone new or there's a new situation, don't jump straight into bed or into the physical sense. If you just wait a couple of days, because there's that bond, that emotional bond, for whatever reason, in a couple of days, or it could be the day before, you have a conversation where suddenly they open up and tell you something, organically that wasn't meant to be said, and suddenly you're connecting on an emotional level, and then you go physical, and it's this real, close bond that's meant to be. So again, take your time. Anything that you're buying this weekend, take your time. There could be a better offer. They're just saying, they're not saying don't do it. They're just saying be cautious, take your time, because there's something better out there. Now, on the third card that we got for the tarot portion is the Two of Cups. Now, this is got a Leo quality about it, but this is in whatever commitment sense that you have. This could be in a work situation, a home situation, or in a love situation where you meet someone who is equally yoked to you. You meet someone who complements you to a degree where you're a perfect match. You, in a work sense, could meet someone who's exactly what you need to push you forward, and you're the one that keeps them calm. They could have the money, you can have the brains, you can have the flair, they can have, the company to push it forward. However it works for you, this weekend you'll find that there's a really strong commitment onto the next level. So some of you could be moving in together. Some of you could find out that you're pregnant, so you're graduating to the next level. Some of you could be getting married or engaged this weekend. Some of you could be moving into the same house this weekend, whatever, or changing a Facebook status to being in a couple. It's a formality of commitment. For others, in a work sense, this is You've finished your trial period, so now you're going to sign your contract for longevity in the company. Remember, take your time. Don't rush into it. Have it for a couple of days. Read the fine print. You'll probably find you can get more money or get more benefits, whatever it is. For some of you, you've reached a milestone at work, so that graduation of commitment levels there. This is cooperation, commitment, and gain in partnership. So, you know, in a work sense, this combination is really bringing in the customers, the money, you know, really going full forward. So in the angel card that we got with this is Shanti. And again, there's another Leo card and Leo around this, but there's also springtime, which is saying that after a time of upheaval, erratic behavior, unpredictability, upsets, you know, not quite uncertain outcomes, all of those different things, that now there will be peace and tranquility. And she says, I am the angel of peace. I bring you new tranquility and a smoother road ahead. And so she's holding the lotus flower. She's completely serene in herself. She trusts her own decisions. You know, you can't be grateful and be patient in your life and be grateful for what you do have unless you've lost or nearly lost something. So in some sense, for some of you, it's that you've had a really hard time, and right now you're feeling really, really good because things are quite even, or feeling really, really good because you've gone through that time where you thought you were losing out, you thought you were missing out, you thought that you wouldn't have it, and you've had to be patient, and you've had to wait, and because you've had to do that, you really appreciate what you do have. This is also saying that, you know, if you've had rocky times, you've had rocky paths, you know, unpredictable outcomes, erratic behavior, you know, trials and tribulations, emotional upheavals, that for the next week at least, things will be nice and smooth and even, and that you're feeling really, really comfortable with that. The lion signifies courage and pride and being dominant and stepping up to the plate, finding your inner courage, finding your inner pride, you know, being the proud leader of your pack. This is, you know, finding your inner roar, finding your inner voice, being proud, being brave, being courageous to go for what it is that you want. And if you do that, you will have a positive outcome. This is also... The lion always reminds me of royalty. He is the king of the kingdom in the animal kingdom. It's also the head of the pack. And so sometimes for you to be able to be the head of your life, you have to be able to focus within and find out what it is that you want, and then you have to be brave and put it out there. You have to say what it is that you want. Speak up. Be proud of yourself. Be proud of your achievements. Never ever second guess what you really want in this life, and don't be afraid to tell them what you really want in this life. So, you know, to recap, being powerful this weekend, taking your time, don't stress, don't rush. If you're running late, you're running late. There's a reason why you're running late. Let the angels do their thing. Smoother roads ahead, really good time for commitment, really good time for partnerships. There can be people in your life who are acting erratic, who are acting, you know, cheating, wild oats, you know, sowing their wild oats. You could have a child, a teenager who's, you know, displaying this behavior in your life, and you're just like, oh, well, you know, it's coming to an end. It really is. And it's just about wanting to escape. You know, they're escaping real life because things aren't going their way. And sometimes people behave like that. Now, other people are escaping because things are just, you know, getting too difficult. And, you know, it's really hard to continue. So sometimes you like to escape. Just remember, it's okay to be in denial for a little while, but you can't pack your bags and live there. So I do hope you've enjoyed that reading. I'm sorry that it got split into two. I don't know what happened there, but that's okay because more information came out and the angels reached whoever needed to be reached. So I hope you've enjoyed that reading, and I shall see you next week.